Dang. I'm going to read something to you. This verse always gets me. Always gets me. Revelation chapter 1, verse 10. I was in the Spirit on the Lord's day and heard behind me a great voice as of a trumpet, saying he was in the Spirit on the Lord's day, on the day of the Lord. He's in a vision. He's having a vision. He was in the Spirit on the Lord's day and heard behind him a great voice as of a trumpet. You know that trumpet that the Levites would blow, sounding the alarm in Israel. This trumpet. So he hears a voice as the sound of a trumpet, saying, I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, and what thou seest, write in a book, and send it unto the 7 churches which are in Asia, unto Ephesus, and unto Smyrna, and unto Pergamos, and unto Thyatira, and unto Sardis, and unto Philadelphia. Philadelphia. And unto Laodicea. And I turned to see the voice that spake with me. And being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. We've all seen this, haven't we? This man, I'm gonna keep going. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass. As if they burned in a furnace. And his voice as the sound of many waters. We've seen this man, haven't we? In many of the depictions that they've made of this particular conveyance, we've seen this man. He's wearing this white outfit, gownish kind of outfit, all the way to his feet. He has what looks like a breastplate going on, looks like an ephod. His hair is white as wool. White as snow. And his eyes were a flame of fire. You got many people that think that gray hair is something that you can do something about. This man has white woolly hair. His skin is like brass that's been burnt in a fire. He's wearing a gown, a royal dressing. And his eyes are like a flame of fire. And he had in his right hand 7 stars, and out of his mouth went a sharp, 2-edged sword. And his conscience was as the sun shineth in his strength. Woo! The Bible is conveying a picture. The Bible is using truths of this person, white woolly hair, burnt brass looking skin. When you say brass, you're looking at skin that is oiled. Brass shines and it's deep brown. So he has deep brown, anointed, hydrated skin. He has woolly hair. His voice is the voice. It has a sound of many waters, many different people. He's worldly. He understands. He's knowledgeable of nations, of people, of tongues. Potentially even knowledgeable of people prior to the scattering of the people at Babylon. How else would he know? I mean, surely he wouldn't be able to know. God and God's angels could know all things. So either he was privy to the people in general before the scattering of the nations at Babylon, or he knows all tongues, all languages. This is what they mean by the sound of many waters. Distant people in distant areas. Not just one nation. They're using Babylon and not Babylon, but Babel and what happened in Babel to convey that the people were scattered, and because of that, the tongues changed. And this individual, regardless to them being scattered and regardless to them being broken up by languages, knows all languages. And he has mastered the communications of these people, meaning he can communicate with anybody. He can communicate with anybody. Even those that don't have a native tongue, those that babble, those that do not know how to enunciate, that do not have a phonetic language, he can communicate with them. And he had in his right hand 7 stars. And out of his mouth went a sharp 2-edged sword. This 2-edged sword, double-edged sword. A 2-edged sword covers all bases. When you look at it, you can see duality here. You see light, dark. You see good, bad. When you look at good, bad, light, dark, you're looking at extremes of one linear pole. They're just different extremes of this pole. But the pole is what he has mastered. In order to master the extremes of the pole, you must master the concept of the pole in its totality. Because that is what mastering the extremes are. It's mastering the totality of a thing. And whatever variance that it may be exposed to at that time. whether it's exposed to the good side of it or the negative, what we consider the negative side of it. We've spoken to before how love could be conveyed as a thing that is all encompassing. There's nothing outside of love in this existence. We are living in an existence based upon love. So it will be wise for us to really understand the totality of love. But love is so expansive, yet it's so small that we really can't get a grasp on the fullness of love. It's so small that it can slip through our hands. You can't. What do? You pick it up with your finger and how do you see it? It's that small, but it's so large also that you can never learn every aspect of it. It's whatever you want it to be. It meets you where you are. When you put your attention on it, it morphs to that which is truly you. So if all things are love, all extremes are love. The good, the bad, and the ugly. They're all aspects of love. And he had in his right hand 7 stars, and out of his mouth went a sharp, 2-edged sword. And his conscience was as the sun shineth in his strength. He's confident, not arrogant. He knows. There is no gap in his knowing. He has built his knowing incrementally, one brick at a time. Stacked. Not just any brick. Solid. Stable. Bricks. Pillars. Stacked upon one another in a particular manner that only God would create. A lasting manner that must serve him. And because these pillars of knowing are stacked atop one another through ascension, through activity, through truth, through alignment, his conscience radiates forth from him like the sun. He shines without trying to shine. He cannot lessen the shine. As Jesus said, do you put a candle under a bushel? Do you hide a candle? How do you hide a candle that's lit? You can't hide it. It's going to shine. And whatever you try to hide it under, it will catch a fire and it will shine too. And his conscience was as the sun shineth in his strength. The sun is shining all of the aspects of him that are strong. It serves him. Friend, if you don't know the goodness of God, I encourage you to know it. I don't know why people deny it. I cannot understand it. It must have been something terrible that occurred to make them deny it. Because when I tell you there's nothing but goodness, to be on the opposite side of the spectrum, I can't understand why. I just cannot. And I'm an understanding person. I understand situations, friend. But I'm here to tell you that God is so loving. This world, this existence was built to make us coming to the best aspect of who we are. The best. It is the things that we try to bring into existence that are outside of the aspects that God created for us that bring us problems. It is the defiant child syndrome that makes us want to buck and be defiant and not partake of the goodness of God. Just because we want to have some level of control in this existence. For what? If you think you're running this, you are tripping. You're not running nothing. You are at the mercy of God. And a lot of times when you try to go it alone, you're at the mercy of a whole lot of other folk that ain't got nothing to do with God. Man, what we are being conveyed in this book here is a man standing active in life, in strength. This is the epitome of what everybody aspires to be. If you knew you came from a line of people that embodied this, wouldn't you sit upright? Wouldn't you say, wait a minute? I am somebody. I don't know what you're talking about. I forgot too, friend. For a season, I forgot too. Hanging with y'all. Hanging with folks like y'all, I forgot too. But Uncle Ray showed me really what's going on around here. And I have what he has. And I can do this too. What the Bible is conveying right here. When the Messiah, this is the Messiah, the angel, he comes and he's girded and he's saying, wait a minute. This is what truth looks like. This is what honor looks like. This is what the Son of God looks like, activated. He puts it all into perspective without having to say a word. His knowing speaks volumes for him. His knowing goes before him like a armor bearer. Like a shield, a person with a shield going before Goliath. This individual, his knowing goes before him. His knowing speaks for him. He doesn't have to go and tell everybody what he knows and all of that. His knowing conveys it. God set it up so that his knowing will serve him without him ever having to lift a finger or say a word. He's regal. He's royal. He has something that you cannot purchase. You only earn. You only get endowed with this from God and God alone. This is this. And his conscience was as the sun shineth in his strength. The strength of all of his knowing. His conscience shines forth in this strength. And when I saw him, I fell at his feet as dead. And he laid his right hand upon me, saying unto me, here we go again. What'd he say? Fear not. It's an abomination to your creation to fear. Fear not. I am the first and the last. Whew. I am he that liveth and was dead. Father, please show me the way. And behold, I am alive forevermore. Amen. And have the keys of hell and of death. All these things the enemy holds over your head to scare you, he ain't even got the key to. All the things that we hold against one another and threaten each other with, we at the mercy of. You ain't even got the key to it. You're more, the one threatening one another with these things is more afraid of them than anybody. That's why they use it as a threat, because they know how much they fear it. It's the most powerful fear they have. So they project it. This is, The Bible is conveying power. God's system is a system of power. Power. Not fake power. Not, I'm going to act like this today. I'm going to dress up like everybody dressed up back in the day. I'm going to do what Charleston Heston did on the 10 Commandments and give me an outfit like he had on, and I'm going to go about the world and act like Charleston Heston on the 10 Commandments when he was acting like Moses. I'm going to do that. That is not God. God's system is a regal system. Regality. Fine-tuned royalty. When something is regal, it's fine-tuned in its royal nature. That's what regality is. It's regal. Not pompous, not arrogant, not fake. This is not fakery. This is a man coming forth, standing in the truth of God as an individual, a representation of God. God's son. And because he has built up his own level of knowledge, not that someone gave him something. He will be nothing if someone were just to come and say, I like you. I need you on my team. Here you go. I'll pay you this much a year and you're going to be on my team. He will be nothing if that was the case. This is an entrepreneur before entrepreneurialism ever came about. This is a man built up through experiences and ascending into his own level of godliness. Someone in my last podcast earlier today said, are you a goddess? I could have derailed and went in a whole nother direction than I wanted to, because I wanted to correct this individual. And say, no, I'm not a goddess, friend. I'm the daughter of the Most High God. It means nothing to humble myself to say that I'm proud of that. I'm not a goddess. I don't know what to expect. I can't forecast out. I've been put in a situation over the last 3 years where I haven't even been able to forecast out my tomorrows, let alone another week. And I'm a God? As much as I feel like I'm grounded in my knowing of God, I'm able to humble myself to the truth of my knowing. And the truth is that I need my alignment to God. It is my superpower. It is a luxury that everyone cannot afford. I earn it by way of my activities, by the choices I make in my life. And because of the choices I make out in my life and the dedicated walk, the walking it out, not just, I believe this and then I go and I do something that's totally contradictory to what I say. My words and my actions align. There's no discrepancy in it. There's no contradiction, regardless to what people may want to create and their storylines and their all of this kind of stuff. Because like I said today in my podcast, in my Hey Friend episode, friend, this enemy will attack everything in your circle when you've got a calling on your life. This is an enemy that came upon Eve and did what? He gave her an idea. He's an idea planner. And that's what he does to everybody in your life when you have a huge calling on your life. He will try to ostracize everybody. He will try to create problems amongst people that should be aligning to you. I'm here to tell you. This is what he does. So that instead of those people applauding for you and say, go get him, Shell, go get him, they'll say, psh, psh, look at her. I remember when she was working for the phone company and she was out there drinking. Girl, she used to go all weekend and drink. Girl, her and her friends, every time she came back to work every Monday, she had a hangover. That was 30 years ago. I ain't seen you in 30 years, friend. That's all you got to say. I'm not even there no more. And 30 years later, God knew that I would end up in front of you. And this is what you're on. And now I'm not able to deal with you. This is the thing that the enemy does. He tries and tries. He will plant seeds in people's minds. So that when you see an individual like this coming forth, you know he's gone through all of that and became even greater because of it. He didn't let it break him. Betrayal. This individual has gone through betrayal, friend, that you don't even know nothing about. This is high stakes. This is not low-level nonsense. And he's kept going. And this is why when it says his voice was the sound of many waters, he's dealt with all kind of people. He done been born in this existence time and time again. Many different areas. That's what it takes. I know y'all don't like to believe that. But if you think you're just born this one time and that's it, you need to really reevaluate this life. Well, what are you thinking? Where are we, friend? Let's start there. We don't even make it to 100 years old, many of us. You think this is it? You think God is just going to let you do this and then push you up here to the next side? You think God created your spirit in the way that he created it just for that? When we look in the soil, in the ground, everything gets regurgitated. It goes into the ground and it comes back something new. Why wouldn't we? Oh, you just haven't thought about it. It's not that you don't agree with it. You just haven't thought about that. You never thought these things. So, yeah. And his conscience was, after the Bible conveys all these things of this man. And y'all, when you look at my nails, don't judge me. I took the dark polish off, so my nails are a little dark. I just peeled it off. But when the Bible conveys about this individual, is conveying all of his strengths. And then it gets to the point where it says, his conscience was as the sun shineth in his strengths. He knows himself. You're not going to come upon him and jade anything that he's standing within the truth of by your opinion. Because he knows your opinions don't matter. You have not walked his path. And he says, I am the first and the last. I am he that liveth and was dead. Whew. And behold, I am alive forevermore. Amen. And have the keys of hell and of death. I got the keys, friend. You've blessed me with the keys. In all of your wickedness, you blessed me with the keys. Because I overcame. I kept going and I stayed close to what mattered. And in doing so, I come forth shining like the sun in my strength. And I have power and authority. I got the keys. Why? Because I overcame these things. The only way you get the keys to a thing is if you've overcome and you've made it through that level. He made it through the level. Therefore, he has the keys. I come forth. Just one day at a time, looking to chip away at this monumental truth packed in this book. One day at a time. It's the most relevant thing going on. Everything else ain't about nothing. Everything else ain't about nothing. I encourage you to tap in. And I know you're tapped in because that's why you're here. Stay tapped in. Go about your life and look for God in all the varied places of your existence. God will meet you right there. I'm here to tell you. And God will do something monumental in your life. You talk about a purpose-driven life. Man. You'll love more than you'll ever know. I love you. Keep going. Be good to yourselves and be good to one another. Peace and love.